Good Monday Matters. I hope you had a great Sabbath and are looking forward to a new week and all that God has in store for you. My name is Mike Courtney and this is Monday Matters. Every Monday we take a few minutes to talk about something to make your life happier, healthier, and perhaps a little bit holier. It is where we live the spring of the year. The seasons are finally kind of making that significant change. We have some cool times and then some warm times, but it seems like we're in a pattern of more warm than cool evenings, beautiful days. Just a great time of the year, great time to be alive. It's also a very busy time. Families are thinking about graduation. They're looking at the end of the school year. Ball games are in full swing. Churches are doing their graduation Sundays and baptism Sundays, and it's just a busy time. For me, it's been a pretty busy time. I've been blessed. I'm not complaining about this, but I've had just one speaking engagement after the other almost since the beginning of the year. I've been gone more than I've been home when it comes to speaking away. This past weekend, I spoke for a men's conference in Vinings, Georgia. Grace Resurrection Church. It's a wonderful church in the Marietta area. Just Pastor James Williams is pastor there. It's a great church, great men. We were in this amazing place. We were in the middle of downtown Atlanta, but it was a little almost park-like area, a privately owned thing that seemed like surrounded by trees. We felt like we were way out in the woods. It's a place called the Church at the Clearing, and just a wonderful, met some neat friends, great time. Anyway, got back, was home for church yesterday, and I'm leaving as soon as I finish this to go to Beersheba Springs and do a staff retreat for a church. Nashville Church asked me to come and do their staff retreat for them. So it's just been busy, one speaking engagement after the other, and just a busy time, which made me think that this might be a good time to talk about time and how we manage it, and particularly how we manage it in those very busy seasons. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says, "There's a time for everything." But sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Sometimes it feels like there are more things than there is time for the things. We're just overwhelming. Psalm 39 says to number your days. And the 139th Psalm says your days are already numbered, that God has planned them before you took your very first breath. If that's true, and I believe that it is true, God planned some pretty busy days for me right now. And so all of that is going on. Here's a passage of Scripture I want to read. Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 and 16. "See then that you walk wisely, not foolishly, redeeming the time," managing the time, taking care of the time, because the days are evil. I think part of our responsibility as Christ followers is to take good care of our time. And how do you do that? Especially in those times when it has gotten away from you a little bit and you're just feeling overwhelmed. You feel like there's more to do than you possibly have time. You've taken on commitment. When I agreed to do these speaking engagements, I agree 5 or 6 months in advance most of the time. And then it seems like, oh yeah, that'll be great. And then I stop and get to that point and think, oh man, I've got something every weekend. How did that happen? So what do you do when you're in the middle of that? Well, first of all, don't get into it. But once you're into it, what do you do when you're in the middle of that? I jotted down 5 things that I do quite frequently, which says something about the way I manage my time, because I get in these situations often. But when I'm feeling overwhelmed, I feel like it's just so busy right now and I don't have time to turn around. What do I do in those seasons? I jotted down 5 things. Before I tell you those things, I will say these things. I get a calendar out, and this is very old-fashioned, but I'm telling you the old-fashioned way. I take a month, I put it on paper, and I work in blocks. So I want to look at the whole month. I want to see it. Also, the problem with my phone or my iPad is the month is small. I want to see it spread out where I can really look at the month. I want to see it down on paper where I can touch it, and I put it blocks. I am speaking for a retreat 4 hours today and 4 hours tomorrow. But it's really, I have to leave 2 hours before the first speaking time. I'm going to spend the night down there. I won't get home until 2 hours after the last speaking time. So it's not just 4 hours and 4 hours. It's about 8 hours today, about 6 hours tomorrow. Put it in blocks. Does that make sense? Take a calendar, put it on paper, write out the blocks of time of what you have scheduled to do. And then these 5 things. Number 1, put the first things first. Make sure that I write in that calendar what really matters, what's really first. This is an old saying, but I will just tell you, I make sure I put God first in the middle of that. Begin every day. The busier you get, the more important it gets to block out that God time early every morning. For me, it's about 4:45 every morning to block out about an hour and a half of God time. I get a whole lot more done in the rest of the 8 or 10 hours I have during the day than if I took the whole 12 hours and did not take the God time. So put first things first. Second, mix people and projects. I get energized by people. Some people get energized by projects. So I mix those. Okay, I'm going to schedule this time to go to lunch with this person, and then I'm going to schedule this time to do my taxes. If it were up to me, I'd just schedule all people time. If it were up to you, you might schedule all project time. Mix them. Make sure that you know what energizes you. And I've had 4 or 5 project moments in a row, or project times. I need to schedule a people time in here. Mix projects and people. Number 3, write in margins. Make sure that I write in some downtime in between appointments to schedule 10 or 15 minutes. Here's one of the margins for me. I write in a date with Doris every week, and I write it in. So when someone calls and says, hey, I have a real emergency, can I see you Thursday afternoon? I say, I'm sorry, I'm already booked Thursday afternoon. They don't need to know I'm booked with Doris for us to go out and eat and go to the park and go to a movie together. They don't need to know what I'm booked with, but I'm booked. But if I don't have that, I will schedule something. So write in the margins. Block out those important times. Number 4, confirm the important and re-examine the urgent. Not everything that I think is urgent is. There are some things I think, man, I've got to do. And by the way, not everything that you think is urgent is for me. And so those things that are just so demanding, so I re-examine those. Do I really have to do that? And sometimes I will make that very hard phone call and say, listen, I know I told you that I'd come and go to that birthday party with you, but I just can't. This, I have the important thing to do, spend time with my wife, spend time with my family. So confirm the important and re-examine the urgent. And then here's the last thing. Celebrate the end of the season. This happens in seasons. I'm not like this all the time. Just, I've got a month where it's just really celebrate the end of that. Make sure that as you have that calendar, you write in, when I get to the second week in May, there's kind of a break there. I'm going to go play golf. I'm going to take an afternoon and go play golf, or I'm going to take my family and go fishing, or I'm going to celebrate the end of the season on your calendar to give you something to look forward to. Well, I know you're busy, so I'm not going to keep this too long, but it's a busy time. God says use it wisely. It's important that you use it wisely. And here are some suggestions that might help you to do that. Thanks for being a part of Monday Matters. I think we're dropping another podcast this week on extending branches. I hope that you'll watch that. I hope that you're beginning to sign up, to follow, subscribe to these things, because that's helping us to develop kind of a following, and it gets it out there more. So thank you for doing that. Have a blessed day. I will post something every day on Facebook and Instagram about managing your time. And then I'll see you again next week. Be blessed.